Bayern Munich 4, Tottenham 0. I thought about what I watched last night and it's chalk and cheese. You know, if you go and watch Bayern Munich, you're watching quality operators. I mean, that Elise assist for Kane, 3 touches, it's in the back of the net. Just pure class, that goal. Elise's chip to Kane was class, and then Kane, right foot touch, left foot finish. Boom, boom, boom. Spurs ain't got players who can do that. I can't name one that's got any magic that can turn a game. If Spurs go 2-0 down in the game against anyone, I can't see them turning it around because they haven't got the operators. Daniel Levy sold the club down the river. He knew they had Champions League. He knew that squad weren't big enough, weren't good enough. And up front, they're toothless. They might get away with it against the bottom teams if they're lucky, but anyone that's half decent will beat them. But it weren't a spoilt trip because I got to see some class players last night, the Bayern players. They know all each other's jobs. They've all got a bit of magic. Even the subs after 66 minutes. Kane went off, Kimmich went off, they all went off. And look who comes on. Got 2 quality goals from blokes off the bench I don't think I've properly heard of. And that's the difference. PSG next week. They're going to try and win games 1-0 all the time, Spurs now. There's going to be no flair football. It's all going to be hard graft. And that's all they've got at the club now. And that's down to Daniel Levy. You can keep harping on about managers. Managers can't do nothing with this quality of player. Harry Kane, class act yesterday. He made it look all so easy. So, yeah, getting the plane, just having a quick couple of beers before I go into the airport. So, hopefully, safe journey back. And I'll see you soon, guys. Take care.
What a crazy game. I love the goal of Lennart Karl. What do you think of the player ratings? Write it down in the comments and leave a follow for more.
Tottenham Hotspur have just lost Son, Maddison's injured, Kulusevski's injured, Richarlison and Solanke cannot spend more than 2 games in a row fit, Odobert and Tell have a combined 3 Premier League goals, and then we do have Mohamed Kudus, who's a great player. However, why are we looking for a centre-back? Also, Kim Min-jae, listen, I'm sure he's alright. However, at Bayern Munich, Eric Dyer was starting over him, and Eric Dyer that we got rid of. We let go of we loaded him out just so we could get rid of him, and he was starting over this bloke. So please, I do not want him. Don't get me wrong, depth is always a good thing to have. We're going to loan out Vuskovic. Dragason's not the best. We have Romero, Van Danso. But we do not need this bloke. He's just going to sit there on the bench. It's a waste of money, because if we're going to spend limited money, why spend it on him? Bring in a 10. Bring in a winger. Bring in someone who can actually make an impact going forward.
Top 10 respect moment for Kane. Penalty against Spurs, and he misses. Massive respect here for Harry Kane. He gets a penalty against his former team and blazes it over the bar. You just know that his penalty is going to be in the most respectful moments in football. He's going to be in one of those compilations. I mean, he did score against Tottenham, the first goal. He didn't actually celebrate either. Of course he was going to score against Spurs. It's a friendly. It doesn't really matter. But he couldn't score 2, so he had to blaze it over the bar. And actually, this penalty miss just gives me horrible flashbacks to when he blazed it over the bar for England against France to tie it up 2-2. It was quite similar. He's completely blazed it over. And the funny thing as well, Paulinho, who used to play for Bayern Munich, who got transferred to Tottenham this summer, was the one who conceded the penalty against Spurs. Oh, the scriptwriters are absolutely loving this. And it's got to be said, looking at the team, Spurs really need someone to replace James Maddison. That's such a big injury.
Why do I feel like I've seen this one before, bro?
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Accidentally, Harry Kane missed against Tottenham. When's the last time bro slipped on a penalty? Harry Kane, you are not slick, bro. You think we wouldn't notice you missed this on purpose? Why I think I've seen this one before. Because I have. Bro be missing in the most crucial moments. But I guess for this one it doesn't matter because it still ended 4-0, bro. Everyone's just taking turns on Tottenham at this point, bro. Who's next? Yo, I think Tottenham is going to play PSG next, bro. Yo, Tottenham, don't even show up for this one, bro, because I don't know what PSG is about to do to you, bro, after what Chelsea did, bro. Blame your blue neighbors for this one, bro, because PSG, they're about to let out some frustrations on y'all. Also, Luis Diaz woke up feeling dangerous and not in a good way. Bro just went 0 for 0 for 0. Yo, did Bayern just get scammed, bro? I know it's only preseason, but bro, 76 minutes played. These stats are diabolical.
So, I paid $4 to watch Tottenham versus Bayern Munich, so you didn't have to, and I did not take off my bonnet because that performance was shameful, blood. Wow, the first half just showed how far off of it we are from these top teams. I mean, the attack alone was killing us all game, but they were doing a great job of winning the ball back, keeping the ball in possession. Luis Diaz, oh my God. I don't even know if he needed a full preseason. That man looks like he's ready to start the season tomorrow. Kane, it really could have been 5-0 if Kane didn't slip on the penalty mark, but Kane's first goal was offsides, but the touch, the ball from Elise, the one touch, I miss him so much. But yeah, it just showed how far off of it we are. Richarlison up top was not bad in the first half. I'm not going to lie to you. He wasn't horrible. Christian Romero, man. Polina. João Polina, man. But I'll give it to him that, it was his first game. He didn't really have much of a preseason. And it was his first game against Bayern as well. So there's a lot of emotions and stuff. But, man, he gave away the penalty with ease. The midfield today was just didn't offer a lot of nothing. It was a lot of sitting back. It was a press after we lost the ball, but it wasn't a continuous press where, every time somebody, gets a touch on the ball, has a heavy touch, we're right there. No, they had some time and some space to figure out where they wanted to go with the ball, and it figured. But the first half, typical Bayern performance versus Tottenham. We're not on the same level. It's even scarier when we have to play PSG. That's something I'm worried about. But what is really worrying is the second half. Now, around the 60th minute or 70th, I forget the exact time, Company takes off pretty much all the starters for Bayern, and he puts on the kids. He puts on a bunch of kids, and we had a majority of our first team squad. Basuma was there, Ben Davies was there, Matthias Tell came on. A lot of these players who we are counting on to contribute to the team were on the pitch at the same time as some of these Bayern Munich youth candidates, bro. Like, let's be honest. And these kids are playing around us. We lose 4-0. And to be honest, Manuel Neuer had one of the easiest days in goal I've ever seen. All he had to do was keep out some long shots by Richarlison, and that was about it. So, like I said, the first half is what I expected. We were typically outplayed. But the second half, when it was Bayern Munich's kids versus our first-team players, man, we looked poor. Vicario got beat by some amazing shots today. The back line was not there. The midfield today. The midfield, bro. It's bad. We are really needing some creativity. I'm not really crazy about a Jack Grealish signing right now, but we need something, bro, because it's bad, man. The front line today was bad. We couldn't keep possession to save our lives. The midfield could not win a ball back. We couldn't win the ball back high up the pitch to save our lives. We were giving it away, actually. But it's Bayern. It's Bayern, so I'm like, it's fine. I'm not worrying. But hopefully we learn a lot of lessons from today. This is why friendly matches matter. This is why preseason games matter. Because you see games like today, sure, the rest of the preseason we hadn't lost. We were winning games. And, it's fun. It's all nice and dandy to take, confidence from that. But you need to see the performances. And the performances today were absolutely shocking, brother. Oh, my God, they were all stinky. I don't have a player of the match today. I don't have a standout. I don't even have a lot of moments. I mean, Jed Spence has some great moments, but he always does. Porro versus Luis Diaz, man. Whew.
he did good enough to like keep him out a bit, but man, Luis Diaz was on it, bro. So that's all I have to say. I think we have one more preseason match, I believe, on the weekend. I forget who we play, but hopefully it's free because I paid $4 dealing with Bayern Munich. So that's all I have to say, man. Come on, you Spurs, bro.
Michael Olise, Harry Kane and Lucas Bergvall. Here are 3 things that we learned from that Tottenham loss to Bayern Munich. And number 1, Michael Olise is definitely one of the best footballers in the world, and this free role that Bayern Munich have given him is only going to maximize his potential. He is absolutely ridiculous. He was coming deep, playing switches, he was playing line-breaking passes, and just overall, every single time he had the ball, Bayern Munich were going forward and attacking Spurs. He was ridiculous. Some of the passes that he played in that game, especially the one to Harry Kane for that first goal, if he can continue doing that on a consistent basis, he will be a top 10 footballer in the world. At number 2, Harry Kane looked very sharp in that game, I have to say. There's been a couple of seasons where it feels like his pace has been slowing down, but in that game he looked very good. He scored an excellent finish on his left foot to give Bayern Munich the lead. He missed a shocking penalty, but just overall his link-up play, how he was playing in the midfield, getting his teammates involved in the game, he was looking like he's going to have a very good season again. And at number 3, Lucas Bergvall came on the pitch in the second half, and you can see exactly what Tottenham's midfield was missing in that first half, especially after James Maddison's injury. When you're playing Bentancur with Sarr and then also another stiff midfielder in Palhinha, you're lacking that dribbling ability, you're lacking that progression. As soon as Bergvall came on, there was a bit more progression, and yes, they got battered 4-0, but you can see that they need a creative midfielder to sign.
4-0. 4-0. You know what, Fez, like, I watched part of the match, I didn't, but 4-0. They brought their youngsters, or Bayern brought their youngsters for half of it, and these guys were slapping it top ends, from the left, from the right. Got this one guy, Karl, who was honestly tearing us apart. Damn, oh my. And we got PSG next week. Oh gosh. Yeah, not too much to say, to be honest. Like, the scoreline speaks for itself. Could have been 5 if Harry Kane didn't miss the penalty. And everyone's saying that he missed on purpose to help us out. He clearly slipped. Like, he was definitely trying to score that, if I'm being honest. But yeah, the only good player that I saw was Kudus. Kudus was trying his best, but everyone else, stinky. Like, we need a 10. We need a left winger. We need Jesus at this point. Like, damn. And we're playing PSG in the Super Cup. That one had a little bit of optimism. Now it's completely gone. PSG, just take the trophy. Even like 3-0 and just call it a day. Because, yeah, embarrassing.
Top 10 most respected moments in football. Harry Kane misses a penalty on purpose versus Tottenham. Harry Kane puts the penalty into the crowd instead of the back of the net. Bro even slipped in the penalty build-up. Yes, Bayern Munich destroyed, humbled and embarrassed Tottenham 4-0. Who won? Bayern Munich won. Harry Kane did score a goal, and then he could have scored a brace with that penalty, but he decided to not embarrass Tottenham anymore. Coman, Karl and Kusi scores on top of Harry Kane. But the main thing is Harry Kane's penalty miss. It has to be top 10 most respected moments in football history. Harry Kane not wanting to score a brace, not wanting to lead himself to get to that hat-trick against his former club, Tottenham. He kept that name, he kept that legacy, but Tottenham still lost 4-0. This ain't a good result for Tottenham, by the way. Just before the season starts. I know it's all pre-season, but you know, you got to put your best squad in the pre-season as well when you're playing Bayern Munich for the fans. No?
Over the top.
Getting the feeling that Romero takes him leaving a little bit personally. Might just be me, though. So it finishes Bayern 4, Tottenham 0. What really can you say? I mean, first sort of like 60 minutes, I was like, okay, no, this doesn't look too bad, like defensively, but because they're a top team, offensively, they were able to play for our press with ease, like with absolute ease. If this man has an off day, where in the world do you see our goals coming from? Like, I need to know. Everyone's seen the stat of Son, Kulusevski and Maddison were like 64 goals last year, and currently we have none of them going into a season. We don't know what's happening with Solanke. He hasn't played any pre-season games bar Reading, I think. And at the moment, our entire attacking output is dependent on this man. Because unfortunately, Richarlison is just not cutting it.
He had that chance from the corner against Arsenal. He had a lovely cross that Porro put in, and he's just shanked it with his head wide. This team needs some quality going forward. And I know, like, Richarlison's obviously great around, the locker room and great for content and whatnot. But we need to start, shifting these players out because they're not good enough, unfortunately. But who was absolutely class today? These two. Do you know what I mean? Like, the gulf and the difference in quality was just insurmountable. And I know they're Bayern, I get it. But I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out where attacking threat can come from if you just buy good players. Like, it's really not that hard. Also, Billy mentioned on Twitter, how mental is it that this game was put in as a clause to sell our best player so that our best player could then come back with his new one of the best teams in the world and beat us. Just, like, money aside, that is an utterly mental realisation when you think about it. I mean, first half it wasn't looking too bad. Like, defensively, the goal was offside, the penalty was a little bit dubious. Like, it wasn't looking too bad. But where in the world is our attacking threat going to come from? I know we were a defensive issue last year, of course. We shipped so many goals. But we've gone too far the other way now, where, okay, we lost 4-0, and to say we look better defensively, but we have across pre-season. But where in the world are our goals going to come from? And if Daniel Levy is sitting in his office or on his plane or in his Rolls Royce today, looking at that and thinking we don't need reinforcements, I do not know what to say, because I'm all for, being positive and, there's still a week to go, but PSG are going to do unspeakable things to us, and then we go into a season missing so much threat that we had last year, and there's no two ways about it. I mean, this man must be thinking he's got a hell of a job on his hands, because he does. He really, really does. But we're not seeing the same sort of attacking output as Brentford had. And I know it's such a small sample size. It's only a couple of games without our best striker, without, like, let's say, Udogie offering an option on the left. But someone tweeted it, Jed Spence was more of a threat going forward than Brennan Johnson. To be fair, Brennan Johnson has his playmaking and his passes looked a lot better this pre-season. He looks like he's, actually trying to sort of drive forward and make moves happen. So I will say fair play to him for that. But realistically, without Kudus, what are we going to do? Because at the moment, it's Kudus and pray every time, every 90 minutes of Tottenham play. But thank God there's a transfer window, right? Because we've got a week till the season starts, and we cannot go into the season as we are currently looking. Also, I know we're all for like a laugh and a joke about Romero, but Romero crunched Kane about 5 times in this game. Probably could have been sent off / should have been sent off. He had the flailing elbow against, I think it was Wickham. It's all for, pre-season, getting things out of your system. But if you're going to be our captain and our leader, because you were good today, like, until it all sort of fell apart, we need this sort of stuff reined back in, as much as it is fun to, like, ha-ha about it.